Well, I'm out here in the ice fishing hut today in a bit of a storm. We've got heavy snowfall and high winds, about 30 kilometers an hour. So today I want to talk a little bit about audio for outdoors YouTube channels and some things that mistakes I've made and techniques that I have to help everyone who likes to film in the outdoors. So far things are pretty quiet here in the fishing hut. No bites just yet. It's sure nasty out there. I've got the tent anchored down. I just want to show you a really hilarious clip of me trying to set this up. Well, that was pretty funny. I was really glad I had the camera on there. Gosh, I just have no luck with these Freyville huts. They're hilarious to put up, really frustrating, and when winds are high, it's not really fun. So I guess you can get appreciation of how bad the weather is out there today. So on my trip to Nevada, I wasn't really happy with the audio. I walked in the desert and it was really windy, and I had my cell phone and my gimbal set up, but I didn't properly account for the wind with my audio set up. So it was really hard to hear me, I found, over the wind. So during my editing, I was a little bit frustrated with that. Here's a clip to demonstrate what I'm talking about. One thing I noticed this year versus the last time I was here is that there are a lot of flowers out in bloom. And I'm not really sure if that's just this year. It's about mid-February right now. So I have a few tips for improving audio on your channel. So one thing I recommend is a lapel microphone if you're recording on a cell phone or another camera. I have used these PowerDeWise lapel mics for a couple of years now, 2 or 3 years maybe, when I noticed I was having some trouble with audio on the channel. And it's really great, it has a nice crisp, clear sound. I just picked up 2 new ones as well because my other one kind of bit the dust. But you can see they've got the little foamy on there, and they can plug into a cell phone, and they're compatible with most cell phones. If I plug this into my regular Canon camera, I have to use a special adapter so that it hears the sound. When I do playback on my cell phone using my lapel mic, I have to unplug it and kind of listen to what the audio sounds like. So this is a really good option to pick up your voice really well, and it does work a lot better than your onboard microphone on the cell phone. So right now I am using lapel microphone, and you can hear that it's plugged into my cell phone. Let's record right now without it. So here's me again. I do not have the lapel microphone plugged in. The sound is okay, but it's not as crisp as if I was to have the lapel mic on. Now I've just stepped outside the hut and I have absolutely no lapel mic on right now that's recording into the phone. So you can tell it is, really windy out here. I'm having to shout so that you guys can hear me. Let's try with lapel mic that I've actually put on myself right now that has a muff over the microphone. So it's the same microphone I just showed you, but it now has the muff over top. This is what it looks like when it's attached. All right, I think that sounds a lot better. I'm not shouting, I'm talking at my normal volume, and I've got the lapel mic on right here, and it's a little muff that you can buy on Amazon. I looked around, I just got the cheapest ones I could find, like a pack of 5, and I put it over the lapel mic, the one that I showed you earlier. And again, this is plugged into my cell phone directly, so when I record, with the high winds around me right now, it's really difficult to hear all that nasty wind. You might hear a little bit, like right now there's a little bit of a gust, but it's not as bad as if I didn't have a lapel mic on that had the muff on it. Here's an interesting setup for you. This is my Canon camera, and it has an onboard microphone, but it is highly affected by wind. So on a day like today, when I am recording, I will use this Rode microphone with its windscreen on it, and it looks a little bit crazy, but I also got that separately on Amazon as well. Let's take a look at the microphone when it doesn't have the muff on it. There you go. So when it's a really calm, quiet day, the Rode definitely is a way better microphone for this camera than the onboard microphone is for this unit. So there you go, that's what it looks like. but it doesn't record sound really well in high wind conditions. Let's do a little test outside. So here I am with the Rode mic on with absolutely no windscreen on it, no muff. So you can definitely hear the wind sound in there. It picks up sound mainly from the front of the camera, not so much from behind. I don't know, this doesn't work as well for me in high wind conditions. And here it is with absolutely no external microphone. This is the onboard microphone on a regular camera, so you can really notice the difference. Now let's put on the windscreen here. As you can see, it's just a little sock that you kind of put over the mic. You can take this off or you can put this on directly over top of it. Now I had to trim the edge of this because I found the fibers were way too long and were actually going in front of the camera, and that can be pretty distracting when you're trying to film and seeing hair go in front of the camera. Let's pop this on and repeat our test outside. Now I have the windscreen on and you can notice the difference in the audio. There's a few gusts of wind coming through right now. You have to make sure that the muff is actually really tightened down around the back of this microphone, or you can end up with some noise coming in from behind. One of the goals for the channel is to acquire a wireless microphone set. I think that would be amazing. That way, you know, I could walk, 20, 30 feet away from the camera and you could still hear me as crisply as you do right now. So one little cheating thing that I do is I have a separate audio recorder. It's my little Tascam recorder. And if I am doing something a distance from the camera and I want you to hear me, what I'll do is I'll record the audio separately. So the regular camera that's, filming me, that'll be recording sound too, but I'll also be recording with a lapel mic directly into my Tascam audio recording device. And I have software in my my editing software basically to synchronize the sound, and I can pick the sound from the Tascam versus from the camera itself. So that's pretty cool, and that's a cheaper way of doing it instead of buying hundreds of dollars of wireless microphone kits. That's awesome if you can get that, and more power to you, but for now I'll just be doing that if I have to go a distance from the camera. So let's show you how that works. So here it is, the Tascam DR05. I picked this up at a camera store many years ago, and you can use it, like it has a little spot right here where you can kind of screw it into like a little stand. So if you're doing an interview with someone, at a desk or whatever, you just put it in the middle. You can also put one of those windscreen muffs up here. You don't need a lapel mic to record into here, but that's what I usually do. So it stores your information on a micro SD card. There's a slot right there. And I believe it does have some onboard storage as well. And when we turn it on, it just operates on a couple AA batteries. The screen is super old school, so if I want to record, I just sort of tentatively, kind of push that button right there, and it kind of checks my audio levels. So you want to check that too when you plug in your body mic. But this is just recording off the regular microphone. And when you're ready, you hit record again. So here I am about 30 feet away from the camera, and I have my little lapel mic on with the windscreen, waving my arms around. So I'm walking up closer to the camera here, and I think you guys still have pretty good audio quality. So I can go far away up front to the camera here without having to use these really expensive wireless microphone sets. So I'm walking up closer to the camera here, and I think you guys still have pretty good audio quality. So I can go far away up front to the camera here without having to use these really expensive wireless microphone sets. I should point out with the Tascam, I also need that little adapter. You can see that right there, so that it actually works with this recorder. I also need that adapter when I plug it into my Canon camera. Well, I hope I built a bit of a case to try out the lapel microphone, and in windy conditions to use the lapel microphone with the little windscreen on it. And if you have a regular camera, then you can either use a lapel mic for your audio, or maybe something like an external microphone like a Rode microphone or a similar type microphone that plugs into it. That way your audio quality will be as best as you can possibly make it. Again, if you're doing footage from a distance and you want to get really nice audio, you can use the microphones that are wireless, but they are really expensive. So maybe trying something like an audio recorder like the Tascam with a lapel mic plugged into it and synchronizing your sound to the video later, maybe something you want to try. I'll put a link down below to a few of the things that I've picked up over the years, and then you can kind of look around and see if there's something that would work for your setup. Hope you guys have a wonderful week as always. See you next time. Bye for now.